this week? Was it something about acting, something about performing, something about creating your art? Because that's what we talk about here every Friday at 2 o'clock on Instagram Live. It's WLTW, What I Learned This Week. So it's what I learned this week, what you learned this week, what our special guest, songwriter and musician Sarah Beth Watson, learned this week. You know, the whole thing is, if you don't stop and take a moment or two to kind of figure out, like, what are you learning or how are you progressing with your goals, all of that stuff is just going to keep racing by and you won't have those moments. So this is that time. This is a 10-minute show that we do so you can share something that you learned. You can learn from other artists. I'm Annie Schiffman. I founded Downstage Media, and at Downstage Media we give artists, authors, songwriters, theater professionals, people who are overwhelmed or frustrated by social media, we give them a plan of what to post so that way they can actually connect with their audiences online and on stage. And so a lot of what I talk about has to do with the theater space, has to do with marketing yourself on social media and how to get your art into the world. And I'm really excited to talk to Sarah Beth Watson today because she has been pushing the envelope of what she normally does. She's been going live on, I think, Instagram, but maybe also Facebook, or maybe, you know, one of the two. So we're going to talk to her about what she learned about going live and how she actually was able to get a lot more likes and comments because of doing that, and how that was different from other musicians who were doing different kind of strategies. And I'm going to share a little bit about Instagram stories and Facebook stories. So this is a reminder for you that you can leave a comment below. You can leave a post later on. Use the hashtag WLTW so we can find it and we can learn from you. And so you can talk about anything, what you learned about your craft or what you learned about marketing your craft, so other people can see your work. And so let's start. Oh, wait, one more quick thing is all of the information is up on our blog. So we're going to kind of give this information to you rapid fire, but you could always go to downstage.media/blog, and we already have up on there the notes for today's show. So that is another place that you can go, and you can check out all the other WLTWs that have recently happened and what we've learned in the past weeks. So I'm going to talk about Facebook stories and Instagram stories. Here's something that I learned, which is that when you post something in your Instagram story, when you post something on your Facebook story, because you know you could post on Facebook stories, I did a tip about that a couple of days ago. When people interact with that in some way, shape, or form, that will then show your stuff that you usually put in the feed into their feed more often. I don't think that made sense. Let me say that again. Okay, let me give you an example. So on Instagram stories, it's really fun. You can create a poll, for example. So I created a poll for Downstage Media not too long ago on our Instagram story, which was, how do you spell theater? Theatre or Theater? So let's say that Sarah Beth Watson, she's just checking out my Instagram story and she says, oh, I totally spell it Theater. And she taps that poll choice, right? Well, now the pictures and the videos that I just put, those regular square pictures that I put into Downstage Media's posts, well, now those are going to come up more often on her Instagram. So it is sort of Instagram and Facebook's way of rewarding you for trying this other dimension of their platform. And we've seen this happen before. This happened with Facebook Live a couple of years back. We're definitely seeing it happen with IGTV. So this is another area where you can play with. So of course you don't need to be in all of these areas. We just recommend go to the place where either A, your audience is, or if it's somewhere new like an IGTV or a Facebook story, go to where you feel it's going to really show off your talents in a good way and get your audience to come to you there. So that's what I learned this week about Facebook stories and Instagram stories. Let's find out what Sarah Beth Watson, the singer and songwriter, has learned this week. All right, so we're going to get Sarah Beth Watson on. This is always a bit of a crapshoot because I think that Instagram is a little bit of a diva. So let's see how this is going to work out today. It's worked pretty well the past few weeks.
Hey.
Hey, hey, how's it going, Sarah Beth?
It's awesome. It's cold and rainy here, but I got a nice fire, so I'm
I
good to
love
go.
your fire. Now, tell us where you are doing this from.
From California on the coast. Yeah,
Um,
northern California.
oh, cool. So, like, close to the Oregon border?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, Sarah, tell us a little bit about what you learned, and then we want to hear a little bit more about your music.
Okay, so I'm part of a music mastermind group, and we challenged each other to go live for 7 days straight, and to be more active with all of our um, listeners and our audience. And one of the people on there commented midway through the week, Sarah, why are you getting so much interaction immediately off of your things, and then in the days to come, like even more? Like, how are you getting so much interaction off of your live videos?
And can I just
And
ask you a quick question? So, your live videos, they were only on Facebook, they were only on Instagram, they were on both?
I do both. So I'll just literally do like essentially what I consider a show or a single song
Yeah.
on one, and then I'll pop over and do another one. Just, get them done one after the other.
Cool. Okay, great. Great.
Yeah, because different people will spend time on different platforms. So I want to make sure I'm serving my audience wherever they're at.
Yep.
And so he was asking me how do you make that work? And I said, well, it's consistency, because what happens is, like you said, if people are interacting with what you're putting up on your page, then they'll see it more often. People aren't always on social media every single day. The feed goes really fast, and if you aren't on there regularly and people aren't posting on, interacting with you regularly, your stuff will not get shown to them.
Yeah. So what did you find, how did you find it had changed from the beginning of the week when you first started posting to now? What are you on? Is today day 7? Did you start last Friday? Is today day 5 because you started on Monday?
Today is day 6. So we started Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
For me, I think it's just getting more comfortable with being on there and not being so nervous because people will comment in the middle of the feed, and so I'll try to interact with them, and getting more comfortable with that, which is also an awesome reason to go live, is just getting better stage presence.
Yeah.
But I feel too that I'm seeing what people interact with more. So the more you interact with people, the more you see how you can serve them.
Mm-hmm. I love that we've got Reggie Storm who's checking it out.
He's one of the guys. Yeah.
Oh, he's in the mastermind with you? Amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Reggie Storm says 6 out of 7, you're awesome. So there we go. See? and yeah, I mean, I definitely find that as well for, some of our clients are, they're all in the performing arts space, but they may not all be performers. So, sometimes they get so nervous when I say, like, okay, so why don't we recommend that maybe you go live, or you've got this big opening, or you have this big event, so make sure that you go live, or you just get some camera stuff, some video stuff, and they get so worried at first, and then like a few months later, once they're doing it consistently, they're like, oh yeah, fine, that's fine, no big deal. You need to go live? Okay,
yeah. I used to have a lot of anxiety with performance, and finally what I realized was that it's not about me, it's about serving my audience. And once I was able to stop worrying about what people thought of me, it was much easier to be up there, because I wasn't worried about the consequence. I was more focused on giving. So it makes it much easier. And the more you do it and the more you interact with people, the more that they'll tell you what it is that makes them happy and that serves them well.
That's so awesome. So now you have, you've got like a mini concert that's happening live, right? Can you tell us more about that and what kind of music it's going to be and where we can check it out?
Oh, you're cutting out just a little bit.
Okay.
You said where people can find me?
Yeah, where can people, so I think you had said that you have a mini concert coming up that you're going to be doing a bunch
so
of
I'm going to be doing, to finish this off, I'm going to be doing a mini concert tomorrow night where I'm going to be playing probably about 10 songs on Instagram and then on over to Facebook as well.
Great. That sounds super fun. Do you have the time of when you're going to be doing that? So, well, I should say you should follow at Sarah Beth Watson Music on Instagram. We also have a link to it on the Downstage Media blog, downstage.media/blog. You could go on there. But Sarah is spelled with an H, Sarah, Beth also spelled with an H, Watson. And so you could go, so Sarah Beth Watson Music. So you could go there, and you're going to be going live. Do you have the time so we could check it out?
Yeah, I'll be doing it at pretty late. So I go on about 9:30 Pacific time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, late night, Saturday
I
night.
have 5 kids and I homeschool, so you
I
got to
can't
find time
even.
when you can.
Holy, yeah, exactly. And if you could just be consistent with that time, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so, so much, Sarah Beth. It was great having you on here. Of course, from you, we want to hear what you learned this week, Reggie Storm. So leave us a comment below. You can also create your own post. Use the hashtag WLTW so we can learn from you and we can find out from you what is something that you learned this week. And then join us next Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to be sharing more and learning more from one another. So thank you again, Sarah Beth Watson, and
Thank
we
you for
will see you
having
next
me.
week.